Border War, Kansas versus Mizzou this weekend. We got a game preview for you and gotta discuss Darryn Peterson. Will he? Won't he? Welcome in to the KC Sports Authority podcast, another live edition of the show here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. You can subscribe to any of our platforms that you were watching us from, especially if you're over here on YouTube. Would greatly appreciate that. Welcome in, everybody. This is episode number 2 this week of KU basketball. So if you missed the episode earlier this week, talked about the season fallout of KU football. Not going to rehash that now, but you can go back and check that one out a couple nights ago. A lot of great stuff in that episode. But tonight we got to do some KU basketball talk. We had another game this week hosting UConn that we previewed. Of course, the game did not go quite as planned. KU loses 61-56. Got to recap that a little bit, talk about Darryn Peterson once again, who did not play when all things pointed to him playing, and discuss what the Twitter sphere was saying about that and if he's going to play this weekend. So, fellas, welcome in. Let's get after it. KU UConn 61-56. Thoughts on the loss?
I would say we all operated under the assumption that Darryn was going to play. Mm-hmm. So right off the bat, I feel like I got to get that off my chest. If people want to come on this pod, I'm not saying they will, but if people want to come on this pod or hop in the comment section or DM us or whatever and call us idiots for all saying, "Oh, we're going to win this game," and it's going to be 86-75 or whatever, like we said. It's all of that was with the notion that Darryn Peterson was coming back, because really, like Keegan said, all signs pointed toward him coming back. He has had the necessary time to really sit out for a hamstring injury. And I mean, if this was the NFL, you're probably sitting out like 3 weeks, 4 tops with a hamstring. And that's how long he's been out. So it's kind of been looking like this is it. He's going to come back, and he didn't. Game time decision maybe, and they pulled the plug. You had a little bit of confidence that at the very least, we could compete. And I think over the course of that game, we were competing. We were doing shockingly well for a big majority of that game and leading most of the way. I'd have to look back at the stats and see how many minutes of the game we won, or I'm sorry, that we were winning versus losing in the game. But man, it looked for a long time like we could have actually pulled it out against a top team like UConn. You can never feel bad about losing that game. But I think the manner in which we lost, combined with the hope that we had throughout the game, it's frustrating, in a word. I think that's just been the overarching word for the football season, and now honestly the basketball season. It's just frustrating.
And for those of you hopping in with us now, we got quite a few people from Twitter right now. We are talking KU UConn. Just a little quick recap of the game. Once again, disappointment of no Darryn Peterson, what his status looks like. And I think it was very evident, too, just the way the game started going, that they fully anticipate Darryn Peterson playing, because the offense just really didn't have a lot of flow. Flory had bits and moments. Bryson Tiller, non-existent. Melvin Council was doing a little bit. Jamari McDowell making step back threes. So you could kind of tell that the offense was a work in progress, which throughout the whole game was very noticeable. My big takeaway, though, was even UConn being short one player, you held them to 61 points. And this is a team that's a top 5 team in the country, one of the best offenses in the country, one of the most efficient, one of the most explosive, high-octane style offenses. And you held them to 61 points. On the flip side, though, you only scored 56 points. So clearly you can see that Darryn Peterson is very much needed on this roster. But defensively, I thought they played pretty well. Both teams did not shoot the ball that well for most of the game. UConn started making shots later in the second half, of course, getting to the foul line. But I told you guys I thought Alex Caravan was going to be held mostly in check, and pretty much was. I think he ended up with 11, and a couple of those were late in the second half. So without Darryn Peterson, with that being sprung on us day of, I thought they looked decent. Still felt the crowd was very into it, obviously with the F Hurley chants. That's new for KU. Not a fan of that. That's new, but they got the energy at least. But yeah, the offense was abysmal, and this was a team that did not look at all like what they did last week. Shots weren't falling. Not a great game plan, but again, feels like a lot of that's because there was no Darryn Peterson. Um, my only thing that I for sure had to talk about with you guys from this game was that play call at the end.
Yeah. What was that?
Never doubted Bill Self in that scenario, and I think he was covering for Jamari, but nothing happened, so Jamari drove to the bucket, and he's not the last guy I would say you want to drive to the bucket, but if we want someone where the offense is breaking down, of all the guys that can get downhill, Melvin Council, to get to the free throw line or something. Wasn't a fan of that play call. It didn't really seem like anything was working. In all honesty, I mean, JB, you said it. We texted back and forth that you didn't really have any confidence it was going to go well at the end there. Just the way the game had gone the last 10 minutes of it. But you had a chance down to the wire, miss a shot there, UConn scores, game over. But I thought that was one. I wouldn't say one of the worst, out of timeout, draw up a play scenarios. But
It was pretty bad.
It was bad. Yeah, I mean, you could have get Floyd down low with a bucket, ran some better action. Like I felt the screen came super late in that too. Just didn't look like a good play call. And again, maybe that's less of Bill Self's call. Maybe that's more of the players executing. Credit to UConn coming out on the defense that they did and forced them to change things up. But it felt like they kind of gave up. And to me, we were hunting for a three with that play too, instead of attacking, which kind of changes the mindset. And then Jamari just attacks the rim without a bad angle. But I thought that was one of the worst moments of the game for sure. Oh yeah, and then Bob, yeah, this bad offense all around, which is why I'm still impressed the game was as close as it was. A 5-point loss, considering how bad we looked offensively. Defense was good. UConn, like I said, UConn still missed a lot of shots, but I don't feel that bad coming off of this loss. I know, Ruby, you said the other day that you felt like it was a must-win, but
I still feel like that.
We also were under the impression that DP would be playing, but I don't feel like that loss hurts us that much, if I'm being honest.
I just disagree. I don't know. I mean, well, before we touch on that, I want to get Austin's perspective on something. Tell me, Austin, if I'm crazy, but I can't remember the last time that we actually had a good Bill Self out of timeout moment in a game. This dates back the last 3 seasons now. I feel like we really haven't had the patented, Bill Self out of a timeout. That's a guaranteed bucket. I don't think we've had that. Do you feel like, are you coming around to me saying, hey, Bill Self, you lost a step? Because I think, people want to come at me saying I'm the Bill Self hater. He's backing up what I've kind of been saying. He's backing up what I've kind of been saying. But what do you think?
I mean, I agree with you. That's kind of what came to mind after I watched that final play that they drew up. I mean, I echo exactly what you guys were talking about. I mean, I couldn't believe it either. I even tweeted out, why did we go for 2 when we needed a triple? I mean, in my opinion, I understand going to the basket, trying to draw a foul, and making it a 3-point play.
Well, that was after the 3-point.
Why Jamari, though? I mean,
that was after Jamari, the 3-point guys couldn't get open, though.
I know it is very frustrating, and like JB said, it feels like the past 3 seasons we haven't looked good at all coming out of timeouts. The one issue that I had with the defense, though, they didn't rebound defensively very well. I mean, how many times did UConn get an offensive rebound and put up another shot? I mean, sometimes it didn't go through on the second or third attempt, but I mean, there was a moment where they hit a three-pointer. And there were 3 opportunities to grab the rebound, and somehow UConn just ends up with it. I mean, Flory's been really good defensively rebounding the ball, but there's also times where he's just had these butterfinger moments, and it just allows, the other team to score more points than they should on us. And yeah, I'm definitely surprised that the game was as close as it was. But
do we think that Jamari was good in this game down the stretch? Because
I thought he played too much.
I noticed that Cole Rosario was MIA, and I'm not saying Cole Rosario is a game changer. I'm not saying that he would have won us the game. I am curious if he could have at least made an impact. At least I'm curious what fresh legs in that situation could have been like, and young fresh legs that
Shoot,
that
you could have drawn up a backdoor screen to
Oh.
let him fly through the air and dunk it.
Yes, thank you.
When he had that dunk, everybody went crazy, and it was like a momentum shifter almost for us. I mean, like I totally understand that.
Yeah, this fantastic point. I was going to mention this too.
Yeah, he was not good.
Trey White scores 8 points, 6 of 6 from the free throw line, but only took 3 shots on the game, like actual shots outside of getting fouled. He still rebounded the ball well, but had 5 turnovers. Not one of his best games. And again, you could tell that the offense just didn't have much going for him, which is again why I echo your point there with Cole Rosario. 5 minutes. I know he hasn't been able to hit any shots at all, but his athleticism, his hustle has still been great. I feel like this was Bill Self. I wouldn't say rewarding Jamari, but Jamari had a good week last week. I mean, he did.
Sure.
But it did feel like he probably played 5 minutes too long in this game. Now, he had a tight rotation. I mean, Elmarco had 16 minutes, but Jaden Dawson gets 8. Doesn't really do much. So the starters played heavy minutes. Bryson Tiller actually the least amount of minutes out of the starters. He only played 29. Flory playing 37. So credit to them. And I think some of it's because they had a week before off and they had 4 days off before Mizzou this weekend. But yeah, it did feel like rotation second half. You had opportunities to play Elmarco more down the stretch instead of Jamari. I understand why Jamari was playing. But at that point, you didn't need the 3 bigs, as we'll call them, with Tiller, Flory, and Trey White. But anyway, so this is I still feel good though. 61 points.
I don't know how you
at home to a top. Well, it's a top 5 team. I mean, again, top 5 team in the country. I don't like losing. I hate losing. But top 5 team in the country, you hold them to 61 points at home without your star player. That side of it, I think, is a positive to take. Yeah, it's still a loss is a loss, and a loss at home sucks.
I don't know. I mean, as a program, I feel like
we did not look good offensively. Sure, yeah, that's fair. I think some of that for me is the last 2 years just crushed everything.
Well, and my point as to why this was a must-win was because all of a sudden, now guess what? I said it on the last time. I said this was going to happen. If we lose this game, it erases the Players Era tournament.
Sure.
It erases the hype from that. It creates the narrative that now Kansas can't win the big one. Kansas has now lost to Duke, lost to North Carolina, lost to UConn. We're lucky we beat Tennessee. The narrative is going to be that Kansas can't win the big one, and they're not going to look back and see, well, DP, wasn't there. It's like, nah, like DP, even with DP, we lost those other 2 games. And it's starting to really mount.
He didn't play against Duke.
My bad. Yeah. Other one game. One of the other 2 games.
Play against North Carolina? I don't think he played. I don't think he played against North Carolina either.
Did he play? Yeah, he did play like half of it, didn't he? Like the first half. Or am I just tripping?
It's been so long without him now that I don't even remember when he played.
I legitimately can't remember anymore.
Yeah, he played 28 minutes. I forgot about that.
So
yeah, he scored 22.
Thing is,
tells you how long we've gone without him.
At this point, the narrative is we can't win the big one. We have now taken a loss after the Players Era tournament. We are losing momentum. And whereas if we had won that game, we are firing on all cylinders. We're going to crush Mizzou. And now it's, shoot, do we even have DP? And, wow, it looks like we can't actually win every game without Darryn Peterson either. So do we lose to Mizzou? That's now the narrative, you guys. That's now the narrative. That's why this was a must-win game. I don't care what people want to talk about. I feel like it's irrefutable that was must-win.
I don't know if I'm there yet because I think you can still have an asterisk next to the schedule right now as long as DP's out. But let's talk about DP.
Mark's not going to care about that.
It's true.
The March Madness people are not going to care that DP was out. They're going to look at that and see an L, and they're going to knock us.
I don't know. I don't think it'll. It's still KU's strength of schedule is by far one of the best every year. So I don't think that hurts them come seeding, because they'll look at that and say, well, they didn't have their best player. And this team is night and day different without Darryn Peterson for sure. Now, it's still early on the season, so there's a lot of data points to get later. But yeah, this weekend definitely another test, because Missouri looks really good to start the year, albeit they've played nobody except for Notre Dame. So they've basically played Division II teams to start the year. But we'll get into that. But let's talk Darryn Peterson. Again, all signs pointed to everybody was expecting. He even put out the stupid Instagram video the other day that I'm coming, it's close, and Bill was asked about it, Monday, and he said, "Hey, we'll know, everything's looking good. He feels great, 90-95%. He's got to test out physically in the morning, and as long as that goes well, he's playing. But we won't know till morning. Morning comes around, we all see the stupid tweet from KU about Darren's going to sit this one out again. He's really close. Bill Self talks about it post game, 95%, but we're not playing until he's 100. And the fan base just, again, we're not going to rehash that part of it because we're all pissed off and frustrated. It's been the same thing for 3 weeks now of, well, we're not playing until he's 100%. I can't tell you how many people I've listened to in the last 3 days. They're like, what does 100% freaking mean? Because everybody, Trey White got his face bashed in last week and he was playing no problem. So he's not 100%. Now, different injury, I get it. I understand. Soft tissue is a whole different, game. But it led to a lot of frustration in the social media realm for sure. And we've heard the term soft being thrown around for a couple of weeks now with Darryn Peterson. We've heard is this his camp pulling him out? Bill's been really quiet as far as pointing the finger, which he never does. He's never going to point the finger and say, this is all, we're given the opportunity. But you can tell in the tone that there's frustration of, at the end of the day, we think he's fine, but if Darryn doesn't think he's fine, I don't know what you want me to do about it. I can't force him to play. But it is all weird. But led to a former player, very esteemed, highly regarded player. And I really appreciated him tweeting this and wish others would, because this is the first time we've really ever seen a player of this caliber have so many question marks around the health of playing or not playing in this type of, again, this is such a weird situation. There's no precedent for it. There's not much history to go back and look at. We've never seen this at Kansas, where other than Remy's was a whole different kind of situation. Doesn't feel good to practice, and then game day comes around. Hey, coach, I'm good to go. This is, again, the exact opposite. But Frank Mason, and to cut JB off on the screen here for a second, Rock Chalk Blog, tweets out yesterday or during the game, whenever this was now. I wonder if Frank Mason would have missed a home game against a top 5 team if he was 90 to 95%. And not even just Frank. Pick any star player of the last 15 years. But Frank responds with, only way I'd miss a game in Allen Fieldhouse is if something was broken or torn on my body. Other than that, there's no chance.
I love that.
And of course, I love this down here with Kansas guy responding back to him. Frank wouldn't have allowed the last 3 seasons to happen if he was still in the program, regardless of the surrounding players. Yeah, Frank Mason, Devontae Graham, those types, Ochai wore this team on their sleeve and would put their body through anything. It's not up for us to judge whether that's right or not. Each player has to do their own thing, but this is a different day and age of college basketball. NIL was not around back then. Guys aren't making a ton of money like they are now. But that sparked a lot of interest back and forth on Twitter. Frank saying that, and he came out the next day and kind of made another, oh, well, I wasn't talking about, his situation's different, but he's like, just in general, no, I would not miss a game unless I had to, kind of thing. And that's the point, is this mentality of, what is DP's mentality?
Reel it back.
How injured is he? Is it a mental thing now, like with Kevin McCullough, to a degree of, hey, it's just pain management now, to get completely different injury. Soft tissues are very different. You can pop a hamstring at any time. I understand that. I don't care anymore, though, about that. I care about what is going on in Darryn Peterson's mind that's causing him to be hesitant to play when he's had 3.5 to 4 weeks of sitting, doing nothing other than rehab, strength training, and practicing a lot. Game day comes around, he just can't go. Like, I don't buy it that a superstar wouldn't want to play. So there's got to be other things pulling strings behind the scenes that we just are never going to know about, because it's just wild to me that we're still sitting here close to conference play, first 10 plus games of the season under our belt, and we have no idea if/when he's coming back, but we know he's close.
Well, I mean, there's so many thoughts running through my head about this whole situation, but I think I will start with this. You mentioned Ochai there. I mean, didn't he play against Texas Tech with like a broken wrist or something and put up like a 3-pointer in overtime? I mean, like, and he put up
he had the
26
game tying shot.
Exactly. I mean, where's that gone? Like, where's that mentality gone now? It's nowhere to be found, I guess. Now
again, we can be picky with each of these scenarios. Ochai wasn't going to be the number 1 draft pick, number 2, number 3 draft pick.
No.
Doesn't have the same level.
No.
I get so like Bob's point in here about you don't want to mess with the draft stock. I understand all that, but at the same time, if everybody involved in the situation to the public suggests that he's fine and it's just a matter of him deciding if he can go or not, something does not add up with Darryn Peterson being fine on a Monday through practice, and then Tuesday, can't go, coach. Sorry, like it's just unheard of because as a player, every player you talk to, they all tell you, I want to play. I'm a competitor. I want to get in there. So like nothing's going to hold me back unless I can. This is the weirdest thing ever because he goes to practice. We hear that he looks good in practice, that he's going through. We've seen a few things of, hey, he looked hesitant here, but then game day comes around, he's like, nah, can't go. Like, don't you think if this was what we think it is, like what we all was hoping it would be, that Darryn would come out and say, hey guys, look, I'm trying so hard, but I can't make this cut to the best. Like you wish there was something more coming out vocally. Because even if that was like, even if he says, hey, I can't go, like just the communication on this has just been so weird, and I think we're fed up with it. Like
I
told you, I'm almost at the point now. I don't care if he plays again. Like I'm almost there because I have to see him on the court again to believe he's going to play before I think he's going to play.
I've resigned to the,
and I hate feeling that.
I've resigned to the idea as well that DP may not come back this season at all, and I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just like, I wish the transparency was there. I wish there was more of it, but unfortunately there isn't. That's the most frustrating part.
No, and even if he does come back, like what's going to happen if he tweaks something again? Is his camp going to be like, we're good?
We'll sit out. It's just, I mean, I want DP to come back, and I truly hate this for him. I mean, you come to Kansas to play in games like that against UConn or whether it be Tennessee. I mean, we've played so many of these, quality teams already. Mm-hmm. You would think that he would come back for this game. I mean, 95%. Look, I've got my own thoughts on it. I don't know if I should say it out loud.
Yeah, again, what is 95% and what's the difference between 95 and 100?
It's a very, very confusing situation. And like I said, I've resigned to the idea that it's a possibility that he may not come back at all this season. But I hope that doesn't happen, and I really hope he comes back Sunday, because if we don't have him out there for the Border War, it's going to be a tough game. So I hate to admit it, but it's true. JB, what do you got, man?
I was just going to say, I know people don't all, I know no one, what am I trying to say? I know that not everyone will agree with this. Sorry, word vomit. I still say this hurts his draft stock. It's maybe it's minuscule. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't hurt it much, but I really feel like if I'm an exec, I'm looking at this like, man, who is this kid? He looks healthy. He looks like he's ready to go, but he's not going. Is this the type of player I want on my team, where if he's not feeling his best at all, is he going to try to sit out a lot of games? Are we going to lose a lot of games? Like if I'm taking him number 1 overall, how many games like I shouldn't be asking what percentage of games do I expect to have him playing and active for this NBA season? My God, the NBA season is what, 3 times, 4 times around 3 times as long as a college season, like as far as, or as many games as what I mean. But like I look at this and I'm just it makes me so mad. I'm out of sorts. Not in the best headspace, but
again, that's why it feels so weird. But I mean, I've also heard that NBA folks have kind of talked about this and have encouraged him, like, hey, if you can't go, you don't go. Because again, at the NBA level, I mean, load management's a legit thing. Guys sit for a broken toenail or I commented on somebody's stuff the other day. I was like, guys sit for an arm bruise. They call it a contusion, and they can't play for 3 days because of a bruise on their arm. Like, they sit for anything. I understand. I hate it. I understand it because of how much money you're paying them. So, like, I don't buy into the personally, I don't buy into it hurts his draft stock from a medical standpoint that it scares teams away because teams sit players for anything and everything all the time anyway. They still go after talent.
If he sits all season, does it hurt his draft stock or no?
No, because I think at that point we would all understand he's sitting just to wait for, like, he's sitting because he doesn't need to play for his draft stock. But I will say this though about the draft. This is not the year to do that because this is a deep freshman class, international class. And even though he's projected to be the number one right now, DeBonce is really good. Boozer's really good. You've got guys that are going to peak throughout the college basketball season as well and on the international scene that could shuffle the deck, so to speak. And that also, I mean, the way the NBA season's going, you've got a lot of teams that are going to lose picks to teams because of their draft positions, like the Clippers, the Thunder. The Thunder might get another top 5 pick if things go their way. So there's a lot of things that could impact it. So I don't buy into the scenario that that's what he's doing. Yeah. I do think that this injury is, I wouldn't say like legit to the degree of he's been walking around limping with a hammy, but I think there is a mental aspect to, I don't trust my body in this for this reason in this situation, therefore I can't play. I don't like it, but I buy into that enough because there were some rumors that he had these issues in high school too, with these weird injuries, and his camp held him out for things because they are looking at the bigger picture. I think what's so frustrating about it now for us is never before in college basketball have you seen a landscape where it's the player first, the program second.
Thank you. Yeah.
And now it's the other way around. Well, I mean, now it is the player first, the program second. These guys aren't loyal. Like, how many times do you listen to a recruit on signing day, you know, when he makes his decision, go, man, I grew up watching so-and-so, and I've been a fan my whole life. If I was going to get the chance to play for coach so-and-so, you knew it was – no, now it's all about – I don't have a favorite team growing up because I play 12 games a week in AAU ball. I travel all the time. I watch players. I don't watch programs. So I'm not a Kansas fan. I might be a fan of Andrew Wiggins, of a Frank Mason, of a Devontae Graham, of a Devon Dotson, an Ochai Agbaji, but I'm not a Kansas fan per se. Like these guys have, and the same thing in college football. These guys have no loyalty. It's all about that recruiting pitch of who can make me the most money. And honestly, I think it's the families too. It's, hey, we don't want you to go somewhere unless they're going to take care of us. To a degree. I mean, I think there are legit recruiting battles out there, but it's just such a weird landscape now where it's very much a professional model. The player has to do what's in the best interest of the player. And we're seeing this live in front of us, how it's hurting a program. You know, we think of what's his face, Nico, that went to UCLA.
Nico Milavia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His camp, his dad too involved, thinks he's worth more than what he is, and then he ends up making less money. It's like, so that right there also just shows you that it's the players and the families and the agents going about what's best for them in that situation, not about what's best for the program. And I think I would have to think as a coach. I mean, again, we've seen Jay Wright retire out of the blue. We've seen Bruce Pearl retire out of the blue. You're seeing some of these good coaches start considering retiring and getting out because the frustration that comes with the NIL era of college athletics, and it's got to take a toll on you. That you got to think Bill Self is as frustrated he was the last 2 years with the way his team played. Like, think about knowing you have one of the best players in college basketball. You see him in front of you practice every single day, and then game day he tells you, I can't go. Like, that's got to be immense, especially when you plan your whole game plan for that game out around your star player, and he's like, "Nah, I can't go. Sorry, coach. I don't know what to tell you."
Look, I want to be clear about something. I do appreciate like the updates, like the one we got the morning of the UConn game about Darryn's status. I do appreciate that. I think I'm just saying, like, I wish we had the transparency about this sooner and more of that sooner. I guess if that makes sense. And also I'm not saying that DP is not going to come back at all this season. He's going to sit the rest of the season out. I'm just kind of rehashing what kind of came to mind as far as learning about the whole 95% situation, and then of course everything.
It's a lot like the Jalen Daniels injuries 2 years ago.
Yeah,
it comes out. Was it the Texas game? Yeah, Texas game.
Yeah,
it was all full intention that he was going to play that game.
Yeah.
Before kickoff, we find out he's not playing as Jason B. Now post all that, Jalen came out in podcasts and talked about it, and we're very appreciative they did that. But during that time, KU was so this side, that side over what was going on with Jalen, to a point that it felt very similar to what Darryn Peterson's going through. It was like, well, we're doing everything we can to get Jalen on the field, but at the end of the day, Jalen has to be the one to put himself on the field. If he says he can't go, we're not going to push him. This feels oddly similar to where maybe someday Darryn talks about it, goes, guys, like I'm fine. I wake up, I'm super tight. I can't stretch. No amount of stretching does enough to where I feel comfortable. I get it. That's what Jalen said. He said that Texas game, he felt fine the day before. That morning, he couldn't get out of bed. Yeah, back injury, very different, but there's a lot of similarities. But anyway, I don't want to dwell on it much longer because it just pisses me off. It makes me more mad that one of the best players to potentially ever wear a Kansas uniform in our lifetime can't get on the court.
I just hope he comes back this weekend. If not, then it's going to be a tough game. But
let's talk Mizzou.
Regardless,
let's talk Mizzou, and then those of you watching and tuning in right now, we're going to end the show after Mizzou with a little Bill Self era draft. The three of us, we're going to draft our own team of Bill Self era players, our 5 guys that we would start, and then 1 bench piece, rotational guy, and then a former player that we would roll out there as our head coach. But let's talk about Mizzou. Mizzou 8-1 on the season. Again, statistically, really good on paper. Score about 90 points a game, shooting 55% from the floor. Things that stand out to me: they've played nobody. So their schedule, weak AF. The best team they've played is Notre Dame, who KU also beat. So as JB said, transitive property. KU is better than Mizzou, which I don't think we're questioning that. But Mizzou has looked really good on paper. They attack the rim. They high scoring. They spread the ball around. Mark Mitchell's their leading scorer at 18 points, but they've got 4 guys in double figures, about 8 guys that score 7 or more. So they find a way to spread the ball around. They don't shoot particularly great from 3, but they shoot better from 3 than KU does. Make about 8 threes a game, 37-38%. But really what stands out to me is they get to the line. They make 17 free throws a game, and they average 25 free throw attempts per game.
Oh, no.
So that right there tells you this game could get ugly and could be grinded out. I think they play pretty decent defense, but again, competition plays a factor into that. So I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup with or without Darryn Peterson. I have thought this about every game except Duke, that KU defensively can match up pretty well with just about any team in the country. I think Trey White's flexibility at the 3-4 defensively, Flory's maturity and development, Melvin Council on the wing, guarding the best perimeter player, the best guard, and Jamari McDowell. I mean, even though he's not a tremendous threat offensively, Jamari McDowell's a good defender. I think this team can match up pretty well. I think Trey White has shown that guys like a Mark Mitchell, who are the primary scorer from that 3-4 spot, Trey White can contain and control and slow them down to a degree. So I feel pretty good about the matchup. Sunday, 12 o'clock, Kansas City. I don't even know if I feel confident Darryn Peterson's going to play. I think my mentality is I'm going into that game. He'd be an added bonus. But again, I think I'm at the point now of every game we play until Darryn Peterson plays again, the mindset is you're playing without Darryn Peterson, and this team needs to figure it out. Again, I think I said this last week, or maybe I said it Monday or on another podcast. I think the last 3 weeks without Darryn Peterson, as frustrating as it's been, I do think it is going to be a positive impact in the long term, because it's forcing guys to have to step up and play roles they wouldn't normally do. question I'm going to have is how consistent can they be in that? Because you're asking guys to do things they have never done, and you're asking them to do them continuously. And then, Tuesday night was a night where you didn't have it from anybody necessarily. So don't feel good about that. Still have questions about where the offense is going to come. I think Mizzou's defense is good enough to force turnovers, but Mizzou's also turnover prone themselves. They have about 13 turnovers a game. I think KU could push that up a little bit. But how we feel? JB's way down here, way down. Vibes are
I feel
low.
awful, dude. I don't know. I think we lost last year.
That was terrible.
It was a terrible loss.
Yeah.
Sprint Center. You can say what you want about Sprint Center.
Hey, T-Mobile.
Sorry. Oh my God.
It's always the Sprint Center, though.
It's all it is.
While we say that, I really should say T-Mobile Center. The funny thing enough is T-Mobile Center is one of my clients. So
Nice.
I hope they don't watch my podcast.
You're fired.
Like, they're never going to send me an order ever again. I'm sorry, Christy. I'm sorry. Anyway, T-Mobile Center, you can say what you want. I feel like overall our record is decent enough there. I think, we've had some bad games. This was all years ago. These players that have been playing together so far this year, you can't think about like our past success or lack thereof at T-Mobile Center / Sprint Center. This is on a neutral floor. I feel good. On a neutral floor, I feel like
Kemper Arena throwback. Yep.
Yeah. Well, are we going to have?
Still around?
Is it going to be with the Jayhawk floor, or no?
No, I don't think so.
I haven't seen anything. I would guess it'll be like a Showdown logo.
Showdown logo? Yeah,
would be my guess.
Right. I mean, I feel like...
KU is listed as the home team.
It gives me the most hope that it's at least a neutral floor. If we're listed as the home team, then I would say that there's a chance that we actually have the Jayhawk logo, which I'm not going to say it makes it feel like Allen Fieldhouse, but...
Have we played it since the Border War's been back? Have we played at T-Mobile yet? Or has it just been KU Mizzou?
I think the
other than the whatever the
if I'm not
exhibition
mistaken,
game years ago.
Tournament?
Well, you had the exhibition game like 3 years ago.
We played no, that was the national championship year. I was thinking of the UTEP game.
Because you had the alumni game, and then I think they had the exhibition game the next year.
Yeah, I mean,
keep talking. Let me look it up.
Yeah, other than the Big 12 tournament, I don't think so.
I don't know. I feel like it would have been. I mean, I know there was that exhibition game at the neutral site in Kansas City, but I almost feel like the very first game was there, and then the second was at Kansas, and then the third one was at Mizzou.
No, this is the first one. I'm pretty sure. Because I was trying to think what the fan attendance was like, and that's why I was like, I don't think they have played yet, other than the exhibition game. So I am very curious to see what the split on the fan attendance will be. You like to think it's still going to be in KU's favor, but Mizzou's also off to a hot start, and this is a huge game. Like I hate to say that, I think this is a bigger game for Mizzou than it is for Kansas, just for their season, because they weren't projected to finish super high in the SEC. So I feel like their fan base would turn out more. I'm nervous about the KU fan turnout because of the frustration with Darryn Peterson. Not for the fact that they won't turn up because it's KU versus Mizzou and they're not excited about it, but just
fair.
I want to see Darryn Peterson play, and I don't know if he's going to be there, so I'm not going to go. I don't want to, get myself all excited and he doesn't play.
That mentality.
And we all know T-Mobile just does not have the same student, environment as it does. It's never going to be the same.
Yeah,
never. I hate this, guys. I have a bad taste in my mouth. I feel like it's a loss, and I feel like at best it's a coin flip. At best.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go through predictions then.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys go first, and I'll go last.
I will say at best it's a coin flip. I'm going to say...
So keep this in mind. They scored 90 points on the year. They hold opponents to 69. Notre Dame scored 76. That was the best opponent they played. Everybody else they've boat raced. Other than Southeast Missouri, they only won 89-84. Don't know how that ended up so close. So you have to think that the point total's gonna take a step back because Kansas is a good defensive team. How much does that change? Mizzou's a good defensive team, so how much does that limit us? That's where I have my uncertainties.
Yeah.
I say it's going to be 67-61 Mizzou.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
67-61.
Well, I never like picking Mizzou to win anything.
I don't.
I mean, yeah, I don't really want to pick Missouri to win this game. And for the sake of the season, I mean, JB talked about the UConn game being a must-win. I also feel like this game's a must-win as well because if KU loses this game, the interest is going to be at an all-time low. And it's going to be the same as it was the past 2 years. I mean, look, I think there's a way KU wins this game, but they got to defensively rebound the ball better. And if they don't do that, then it's going to be a tough afternoon. I mean, it's a Sunday game at noon. It's kind of weird, but I've definitely disowned you now, JB. Robert. Look, I mean, it's a Sunday noon game, and then I don't know, man. That
also feels weird.
I want to
Sunday at
noon.
noon.
The same things that JB's saying, but I don't want to pick Missouri. I mean, if KU does win, it'll be a close game. It'll be a 4-point game, 5-point game, somewhere within that range. And I'm going to go with KU 71, Missouri 67. But if Missouri finds a way to get to the free throw line, then yeah.
That's the thing that scares me. Free throw line and rebounding. Mizzou out-rebounds their opponents by about 12 rebounds a game. They average about 40. KU's not been bad at rebounding, but they did not look good the other night. But that's my only concern. But I'll be the voice of optimism and excitement. Darryn Peterson returns, 30 burger. Kansas 85-73.
Please, God.
Get out of here.
73.
We need this.
I would love it.
If Darryn Peterson comes back, KU's automatically winning that game. Now, if KU goes out there and loses with DP, then red alert.
Oh my gosh! Don't even let me think about that.
I'm
just saying.
Even speak that into existence. I don't want to have that thought. Kansas losing a game like that with Darryn Peterson.
If DP comes, I would say this. I
haven't seen a spread on this game yet.
67-61 Mizzou, and I'm saying that under the assumption that DP is not playing. If he plays, I flip my script to Keegan's prediction.
Okay, I think that's fair. I don't like the negativity.
I'm sorry, guys. Someone's got to be a realist. We can't all be, we can't. I just don't want anyone to attack the pod and say these guys are just KU homers.
Well, I had to talk about Mizzou football on another podcast 2 nights ago that I guest appearance on twice a month. And I had to talk about how Mizzou football, between KU, Mizzou, and K-State, how Mizzou's football program is the better program of the three and on the right trajectory.
Oh, God.
And how they're doing things well. I actually had to speak positively, which they are, but that's the most you'll hear me talk about.
I still hate them.
Did you throw up your dinner afterward? Did you just vomit and be
I had to preface it with I was like, obviously you guys know I'm not a Mizzou fan at all. So this is me as a objective sports fan making this comment, not as a anything else. But I'll leave it at that. Okay, any other thoughts on the state of KU basketball, this game this weekend, or anything else you want to get out there?
JB, you got anything?
Must win.
I got something.
I'm never going to hear the end of it from my coworkers at KNBC. There's a very, very split divide. Half of us in the sales department are Kansas fans. The other half is Mizzou, and I'm just never going to hear the end of it if we lose. So I'm hoping I'm wrong in my prediction. That's all I've got.
I mean, for the sake of last season and the fact that we lost that football game in the final 2 minutes, KU desperately needs this one. But if not, if it turns into a loss, then I don't think I'm going to be wearing KU gear for a while.
Darryn Peterson, please come back.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Darryn Peterson, please come back. It is hurting our health, our basketball health. Okay. Well, let's finish up with the fun section of the show. As I mentioned, we're going to do a little draft of Bill Self era KU players. Each of us get 5 selections, typical snake style draft, and then we'll pick a off the bench guy, the 6th man, and then we will take a former player to coach said team. We had all agreed off air before we started that we will just go in order of us on screen. So I will take the first pick. JB has the 2nd pick. Then Austin gets his back-to-back picks. I will write down the teams as we go and post all of this later. Would love for you guys to then throw your thoughts in the comments on whose team is better, whose team is terrible. If you thought we overreached, underreached, I am nervous as heck with the number 1 pick because there's a lot of guys I want to take, and I don't want to take somebody and everybody goes, wow, why on earth would you do that? So nervous about this pick, but this is what we'll do. Yeah, we'll go through. I've got a list of players on my sheet in front of me because I told myself this morning as many players as I know, and I know every single player that has worn a jersey at Kansas in the Bill Self era, and I could go through and do all of them. Won't do that here, but I can do that. I was like, I'm going to forget somebody as I put this team together. So,
and really quick, we need to put a big asterisk on this. Or clarification question. Are we going off of Kansas like production and productivity?
Let me give you let's do the rule. So main rule has to have played at least 1 game in a Kansas uniform while Bill Self has been the head coach. So this does not have to be guys that the only guys that Bill Self recruited. This could be guys who are left over. So for clarity's sake, guys like Wayne Simeon, Keith Lankford, Aaron Miles, those guys are all eligible, even though they were not recruited by Bill Self. We are also going to be under the assumption that the player you are picking is just at the peak of their game while at Kansas. So again, everybody likes to throw out Joel Embiid's this really good guy. Yes, peak Joel Embiid at Kansas, not Joel Embiid what he became before his injury concerns at the NBA level. So this is their peak ability at Kansas. You are drafting them to your team at peak ability, whether that was freshman season and they got worse, it doesn't matter. So like, again, Frank Mason, Devontae Graham, you're assuming that you're probably taking senior year Frank Mason, senior year Devontae.
Yeah.
Any other questions on the rules? So there's going to be some strategy. Like me, I don't want to tell you my strategy. But do you look at it through the lens of college basketball today? Do you put the 5 guys best out there for your brand of basketball? Who knows? That's why this is going to be fun. And really wish Spencer was here for this because this would have been great. He'll have to catch another one of these that we'll do. But let's kick it off with the first pick in the Bill Self era draft. I'm going to go Frank Mason. I was very split on this. Very, very split. Kansas has a lot of really good guards and wings. And you could go a lot of different ways. But if I think of how I want to construct the best basketball team under Bill Self, the leadership, the scoring ability, the dog mentality, Frank Mason's my number 1.
It's not a bad pick because
I wanted to go Darryn Peterson. I really did, just because of the talent and athleticism and skill, but he hasn't played.
For anyone that thinks that was not the right pick, what we haven't mentioned yet, he was. I don't think I'm wrong on this. I like to say I could be wrong on this. I don't think I'm wrong on this. He was the only Kansas player to ever be a unanimous AP award winner or like player of the year award winner. Mm-hmm. So AP got him, Naismith got him, like every credible source named him and gave him a trophy for Player of the Year. I mean, his senior year was one that might not ever be repeated by anyone in a Kansas uniform ever again. So I love the pick. I wish I had him on my team, although with him going to play TBT with Syracuse team, I still have a sour taste in my mouth toward Frank Mason. So I'll let you have Frank. With the second overall pick, the JB team selects Mario Chalmers.
Ooh.
Got to go national champ. You got to go with the shot, man. I'm telling you.
Championship pedigree.
Yeah.
All right. Now, can I ask you, would you say then in your mind, I guess, are you saying Mario Chalmers is the second best player of the Bill Self era, or is this just how you want to construct your team around what Mario Chalmers is?
It's partly
because that could be considered a bold take.
I think it's partly he's absolutely within the conversation of best KU players of all time, but the other part of it is he's a national champion. And then the other part of it is you took Frank, and I need to make sure that I get a great point guard. And I know Devontae Graham is on the board still, but he's the clear second to Frank. So, and I'm sorry, Devontae, I love you, but you're a clear second to Frank.
This is going to be fun. This is going to get very challenging here in a minute.
So I'm taking with my pick Mario Chalmers. And we don't have to, by the way, for anyone that's listening, we don't have to go point guard first.
No.
You know, that's
well.
Just
I would argue Mario's your two guard personally. I don't think he's ever a true point guard, but that's a different conversation.
All right.
He can be your point guard.
Yeah.
Well, there might have been a little bit of foreshadowing there by JB. But with my first pick, Team Austin, I got to go Devontae Graham.
No! All right. That's not fair.
I got to go with Devontae Graham. I mean, the first two picks, I mean, those were my first two picks as well. Devontae Graham was right there, number 3. I didn't know I was going to be the third pick, but once I found that out, I was like, okay, I'm just prepared to say Devontae Graham if he's there. So
guards win it in March.
I go with Devontae Graham. Should have won a national championship at Kansas.
Yeah, that'd be another one, like the all-time should have won. Like, I mean, just quickly, Frank Mason, Devontae Graham, Devon Dotson, Udoka Azubuike, Josh Jackson? No, Thomas Robinson.
Ooh,
Thomas
boy.
Robinson. That would be my all-time 5. Kirk Heinrich, Nick Collison would be on that list.
All right. Well, Austin
we'll do that again later.
Austin's
back
up
to back
again with the 4th overall pick. So.
Second round pick number 1.
Oh, that's right. I got back-to-back picks.
He does.
Okay, so I've already got my point guard under my belt.
You've got a star, scorer, shooter, leader.
Yeah. I'm kind of just going through this list here. I did write down a little bit of list with some players on here, but with my second pick, oh boy, this one's tough. This one's tough, guys. Alrighty. Well, I think I've got my pick. I'm gonna take with my second pick, pick number 4 overall in the draft, Team Austin. I'm gonna go with Brandon Rush.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I'm gonna go bold here and say Brandon Rush.
All right, man.
He was much further down on my list.
I mean, he was a big part of that 2008 team.
Yep.
And he was really good. I mean, like I said, it's a bold pick, but I liked him, so I'm gonna go with Brandon Rush.
I can't hate on that pick, but man, I don't know what Keegan's next 2 picks are. I know where I want to go with this pick. I want to be the first guy to take this certain player, but I'm going to let what Keegan takes dictate my 3rd pick. So with my 2nd pick at the 202, Team JB selects Andrew Wiggins.
I figured.
Sorry.
I figured.
Andrew Wiggins. Give me
I
the
thought
Wigs.
about Andrew Wiggins as well, but I mean, I don't know.
It's funny.
I got it.
telling
Hey,
Big
he
fan.
was the next LeBron James, just like they're saying about Darryn Peterson. Like back then, it was Andrew Wiggins was the most hyped guy, and he played a hell of a year for us. So
he did.
I gotta
He
take him.
did. And I don't know why. Like I've told you guys this too. Wiggins used to be the top of the top, and then as the years progressed, guys like Josh Jackson, I think as a freshman, just better fit with the overall program. So like that's why this is so fun, but also so difficult because you take Wiggins and it changes how you play because he's your scoring threat.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be lighting it up from three at the college level, but he's your scoring threat how you play around. So this is fun. Okay. My second pick, my second pick to finish out round 2. Again, this is another one I'm very torn on. Both these dudes all time, I think. One has more of a track record than the other. But I think I think of how I want to play and not just straight talent. I think I'm going to take Udoka Azubuike
No.
instead of Joel Embiid. Embiid was great, but Doak junior year or Doak senior year, he was a man among boys, and even though Embiid was probably better offensively skilled, Doak could switch defensively, and it was just an insane presence. So yeah, give me a Udoka Azubuike running the pick and roll with Frank Mason.
I could cry. I didn't think he would do that. I didn't think he would take the first center off the board is Udoka. I can't believe it. Ugh.
Well, I told myself I had to go big man in the first 2 picks because after Embiid and Doak, not that these guys drop off, but just the way the play style is going to change with guys like a Jeff Withey or a Hunter Dickinson. If you want to
let's
throw
just
him
keep
out there.
naming players to put in Austin's mind.
Pick number 3. As I look at my team, I've got my star. I've got my senior star. Two senior stars with Doak there. I've got elite rim protection, monster scoring threat in the paint, a guy that can get me a bucket anytime. I'm debating best shooter here or wing scoring threat. A big part of me wants to go senior heavy and take Ochai because he's well-rounded. But I think I got to go the star upside of talent with Ben McLemore. I'm going to go Ben McLemore with my third pick.
God,
wow.
You're stealing all my picks. You're stealing all my picks.
Hey, you guys let me go first.
I was literally like, if I could combine Ben McLemore and Andrew Wiggins together, I'm winning. I don't care what you guys say because I know how to build.
God, could you imagine if McLemore came back for his sophomore year and played with Wiggins?
Oh my God. Ben McLemore is the guy that made me fall in love with Kansas, you guys. I mean, Ben McLemore was everything. I loved Ben. Love him so much. I think because you took Ben McLemore, it's difficult because I really want a lot of the things you were saying, and I know I also want a center, but you took Doak. And I'm just gonna lock in the best power forward that I can possibly take because all the other power forwards give me I'm taking Thomas Robinson as my power forward with my third pick, the 302. No one's topping him. No one. So
I had a hard time with T-Rob because in today's age of college basketball, he has to play the 5.
But we're talking about his peak. We're talking about Kansas peak, and he was the most dominant power forward we had. I challenge anybody to tell me a better built self power forward than T-Rob. Come on. Ain't nobody. We want to talk about what? Perry Ellis? Come on.
Moving along, Austin, your next 2 picks.
Alrighty.
And then we got to speed it up because Kiddo woke up.
All right, so you got Devontae Graham obviously, and then adding Brand Rush, bold pick. I mean, Rush is a guy that can do it on both ends, but I still got to get a center and some other guys, but I think that's what I'm going to do with this next pick. And with my third pick, Team Austin is going to select Jeff Withey.
No,
over Joel Embiid.
Yeah. I think so. I thought about picking Joel Embiid, but take away the injuries in those things. I mean, I get it. The injuries, were a big part of Joel Embiid at KU, but I got to go with Jeff Withey.
Interesting. All right, your next pick.
Okay, so I've got Jeff Withey already underneath my belt. Now I got to get a power forward. I think that's the only other. That's one of the other positions I'm leaving out. I still don't have a small forward either. That's power forward and a small forward.
I mean, Brandon Rush could play the 3 for you.
True. That's true. Okay, so one of y'all has already said Thomas Robinson, right? I don't remember.
I did.
You did? Okay, JB.
Yep.
Okay, so power forward and small forward. I've got some options here. Let's see here. Okay. I'm deciding between two guys, in one of those two spots here, but I'm going to go with my small forward pick. Give me Kelly Oubre Jr.
Kelly Oubre off the board.
Huh.
I was a big fan of his, and listen, I grew up a Texas Tech fan, but I watched a lot of KU basketball growing up, so I'm familiar with most names, but not all.
Picking Oubre over a couple national champions.
I mean, I just like his play style, and I mean, he was really good. So I mean, tough pick, but Kelly Oubre Jr.
I'm really torn on where to go. It's my pick, right?
Yes.
I'm really torn on where to go with this. I have some great options. I have some favorites. I have some guys that I would love to have on my team that are not amongst these selections, but I think, call me crazy, I think the athleticism can work. I think this can work. I'm going to take Josh Jackson with this pick because I'm going to have Chalmers, Jackson, Wiggins, and T-Rob. And I think that's a good core. I think that's force.
You guys are wild for not taking Joel Embiid. I'm taking Joel Embiid with my next pick, and
You already have a center.
I don't care. He's coming off the bench, man. Joel Embiid off the bench.
You already have a center, Keegan.
Good luck. Thomas Robinson's not stopping Joel Embiid and Azubuike. You guys are crazy. I can't believe you let him slip like that. Second, arguably,
center,
it doesn't matter. It's your 5 players you want to play with plus your bench guy. Now that throws off who I was planning on picking for my bench role, but so Joel Embiid is coming off the bench for me to relieve Doak, and it's just shutdown city. I am going to go with my second of the back-to-back. I'm going to go Ochai Agbaji.
Oh no!
I knew that was coming. If I didn't say Josh Jackson, I was going to say Ochai.
He's playing the 3 for me alongside Ben McLemore and Frank Mason. Giving up a little bit of ball handling by having just Frank, but Frank's going to kick it to 2 elite wings.
God, I hate
this. Team's running and gunning, by the way, too.
Okay,
back over to JB for his 5th selection. So remember, we will have our 5 guys plus our bench player.
You have sniped so many players, Keegan. It's not okay. That's what do I do? Austin, who are the best centers left?
Oh,
You've got Hunter Dickinson.
I know, Hunter.
You've got Tarek Black, David Padgett.
I actually thought about Tarek Black for a second, but like
Go way back to David Padgett.
There's no way.
Darnell Jackson.
No.
Landon Lucas.
Gosh, Landon. I wanted Jeff.
Diallo. I mean, you could play T-Rob at the 5.
No, I can't. I need someone tall.
Never mind. I'm not going to help you out. But there's another one out there that would be perfect for your team that you're forgetting. Another national champion.
Comment section. Help me out. Is it Darnell? Is that the pick?
All-American jerseys in the rafters.
Am I dumb? Comment section, help me out. Who's the best center left?
It was just before your time at Kansas.
Well, then, I mean...
It is not Sasha Khan, who everybody's posting.
What was Cole? Was he a power forward, Aldridge? Or was he a center?
He's a center.
Is he even the pick? I don't even know. Gosh,
I think if you need a center, he's your pick.
I don't...
Again, it depends on how you want to play. Like, I mean, Sasha and Darnell wouldn't be a bad 5-man. You're just giving up some size, like strength-wise. T-Rob was strong, but...
I think at center, I'm just going to take Hunter. I'm just going to take Hunter. I'm not blocking shots, but maybe I can hit a 3.
No spacing with Hunter and T-Rob.
I don't know.
It's not terrible.
Just
not really a terrible pick.
Maybe I'm taking the. I know we said his productivity at Kansas, but I'm taking him as a whole. I don't know.
Rob mentioned Rafe LaFrance. He would not qualify for this draft because he did not play while Bill Self was here. Yeah, he could have taken Flory. It's fair. If you want to take Flory over Hunter, you can. But all right, Austin, you've got your 5th and so your last 2 roster selections.
Oh boy. Okay, we got to close out my roster here. Okay, so I've got Devontae, Brandon, Jeff, and Kelly. So now I'm kind of looking for that small forward guy and then bench player. So I'm going to go with my small forward pick. I guess you could put him in that small forward position with the 4 guys I mentioned. I'm going to go with Jalen Wilson.
Oh, dang, he was my
good pick.
I'm gonna go with Jalen Wilson. I had to make sure, but yeah, I could see him, fit into that starting 5. And then now I've got my bench player.
6-man, baby.
There's so many ways I can go with this. Do I want like a backup center? Do I want a backup? Well, his name has not been brought up yet, but I'm gonna go with CB.
No. I was gonna take him. I left the screen to go grab my signed Christian Brown jersey.
Oh, I'm sorry, JP.
You suck.
I'm sorry. I gotta go with CB as my final pick. So there you go.
It sucks being in the middle. Question: don't call me stupid. Is Aaron Miles on the board, or did he not play for Bill?
He's on the board. Yeah, he's on the board. He was one I really wanted to pick, but I couldn't do it.
I'm stuck between him and someone else who's just total awesome player.
You got Keith Langford, you got Wayne Simeon out there, you got Sharon Collins out there.
Sharon's
great. Got Elijah, Tyshawn.
I'm not taking Tyshawn.
The Morris twins.
Yeah, but I need I don't know. I could take
Terrell
a Morris
Arthur.
twin. I was more thinking of
Julian
guard.
Wright.
No, I was thinking. I'll take.
Your team needs some shooting. You need some shooting. Spee.
I was thinking about Spee. I'm gonna take my guy.
DeJuan Harris.
Underrated shooter in his final year at Kansas. He was a junior in his final year. I also have something.
Oh, I know who you're taking.
I also have something signed by him. I don't think it's with me or near me. I'm taking my guy, Wayne Selden, because your boy used to be a huge Wayne Selden
you were.
stan. So my guy Wayne, I love you. You're gonna have to shoot lights out, but you're my guy. So
Yeah. So JB. So before we get to my last pick, so Austin's got Devontae Graham, Brandon Rush, Kelly Oubre, Jalen Wilson, Jeff Withey, with Christian Brown coming off the bench. Not bad. A lot of athleticism.
Sorry, JB. I'm sorry.
JB pulling out Mario Chalmers at the 1, Wayne Selden at the 2, Wiggins and Josh Jackson in the wings, Thomas Robinson and Hunter Dickinson, with Selden coming off the bench.
Yep.
Okay. So Selden coming off the bench. I've got Frank as my point guard, Doak, man in the middle, Ben McLemore and Ochai on the wings, and then took Joel Embiid because nobody wanted to. So I've got the size. I'm torn between another ball handling guard, but Frank's playing 39 minutes anyway, so I don't think I need that. Ben McLemore and Ochai can shoot it enough, so I feel good there. So I'm going to go. Man, there's guys I'm going to leave off that I would love to have, but I'm going to go Marcus Morris at the 4.
Okay.
Marcus Morris at the 4. You guys are going to get dominated in the paint. Good luck. Now for a
shoot over you,
coach. So I mean, you got your obvious ones like Sharon's been a head coach, Tyshawn's been a head coach. Haven't been a fan of them coaching when it comes to the TBT, so I feel like that's got to knock them down a couple pegs. Man, a coach. Austin said it earlier. You got Jeremy Case on the bench right now as an assistant coach. I'm going to take Aaron Miles. Aaron Miles is my head coach. Okay. And if we're in a pinch, he's my 7th man and sparing Frank a few minutes.
Is Mario Little Bill Self guy?
Yeah.
He could be my coach. Do I take him? I think people might laugh at this. Coaching is not playing. He is not on the court. Coaching is not playing. He's not on the court. I cannot emphasize that enough. Tyler Self, come on home, baby. Come on home, baby. Tyler, you've learned everything you've learned from your pops.
He doesn't coach though.
I don't care.
He's in the front office.
I don't want who like the TBT coaches.
Well, you got
no thanks.
Chase Buford, Brady Morningstar, also coaching experience. Jarrell Arthur.
Tyler played with some of these players of mine, so he knows them well.
I can't believe Tyler Self's name came up at a podcast of ours.
You're welcome.
I can't believe it. All right, Austin, your head coach.
Well, since I can't pick Bill Self, unfortunately, I'm going to go with the coach that's currently on the bench right now for us. I'm going to go with Jock Vaughn.
No, he's not a Bill Self era.
Oh, he's not.
Got to be Bill Self era player.
Frick! Okay, never mind. I'm sorry.
He thought he had that one.
I know. Dang it. Okay. Well. Oh boy. You know what? I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Morningstar. I'll go with
Brady Morningstar.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take
Excellent. Well, there you have it. There's our squads. I'll post those again later. Would love thoughts. We'll post on Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff, Instagram. Some notable names left off. Remy Martin, 6-man. Could have been a great 6-man.
Sure.
Sharon Collins left off.
Yeah.
Roster.
What about him?
Devon Dotson left off rosters.
Thought about him.
Don't need him.
Keith Langford, Wayne Simeon, Darrell Arthur, Markeith Morris, Tyshawn Taylor. Really what this exercise did for me is help me realize how many tremendous players we have had in the Bill Self era and how even these rosters we put together, you're still leaving off all Americans. You're leaving off all-time potential greats So the talent level we've had in the Bill Self era, we've been spoiled for sure. But yeah, those are our teams. We'll post those for you guys. Let us know what you think. Whose squad you like best? I'll put it in our YouTube comments too, so you can go back and look at it.
No one took DP. You were gonna take him first overall. No one took DP. Let's go.
What a whiff! What a swing and a miss!
Oh my god!
All three of our GMs are getting fired. That's for sure.
That's us. We're the GMs.
Again, that tells you how frustrated the fan base is that he's not playing. But anyway, we'll wrap up there. KU Mizzou this weekend. Hopefully, it is the return of Darryn Peterson and he drops 30 plus. That would be fantastic. And then it's just all downhill from there in a good sense, just off to the races scoring. But we'll wrap up there. Appreciate you guys as always checking us out. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can catch us all there as well. And we'll tune in. We'll probably have some sort of recap, and we'll get back to our regular weekly Wednesday episodes. I know this week it was Monday, Thursday, but brought you 2 this week. So hopefully you guys come back for more. But that'll do it for this one. We appreciate you guys as always, and we will catch you in the next episode. Rock shot.
Rock shot.